Good morning, everyone. So let's start with today's class. Today, what we shall be discussing today, we'll start with Android Studio part, and we'll discover like what exactly is the structure of Android app. So every screen has two components to it. As we discussed in last class, one of them is XML file, and another one is a Java file. XML is also a markup language, just like HTML. But the main difference between XML and HTML is HTML has all the text which are fixed. For example, I need to write everything starting from HTML, and everything needs to be enclosed in HTML only, like slash HTML. But in XML, the thing is not like that. You can use XML to create your own tags also. This is the basic difference between HTML and XML. That is the reason it is called XML, that is extensible. You can extend it as per your requirements. So in Android, we would be using XML file for UI, for user interface part. So here I have made a small XML file in which like I have actually included certain tags. So I've made a tag student. So unlike HTML, you don't have to learn tags over here because tags is something which you can make on yourself in XML. So like I made a student tag, then there's a closing student tag because it's a markup language. After that, I made another tag that is record and another record. Then I actually made SID, then SID. So the serial ID of the student, the serial ID and name of the student. So actually this is just a sample XML file in which I'm storing a record of a student. This XML file, all the things are enclosed in form of text only, but there is one thing. Now fact is, when it comes to Android, you would be seeing that the XML has a proper syntax. Every XML file follow a XSD. Anyone having idea of XSD? XSD stands for XML schema definitions. So what happens in XML? As I said you, XML can be used for storing data also. So obviously it also has a schema to it. Now the schema which XML has, that the structure of that schema is always fixed. Like that could be fixed. So when it comes to usage of XML and Android, so Android has its own XSD. So that's the reason you cannot create your own tags over here, but definitely I'll show you how to write your name in XML file. Like you can put your name also in the XML file instead of using the tag Android. We'll see it later. So XML is a format which is understandable by even C and C++ languages also. So using XML, you can communicate between two languages, and it is also platform independent. After that, the second thing is Java. Now, this is something which is a beloved language. Okay, so we were talking about the project structure. So did anyone try actually seeing like what all things are there inside an Android project? So let's actually go to our Android project itself and understand what all things are there. So what I'll do, there's a tab over here, there's a pane over here, which is named as project. I'll click on this. Now there are plenty of files over here. So let's start with the code file. Where would you find your Java code? Let's close all these stuff. Let's close all these stuff. Okay. So there's a folder and there is a package name com.myapplication. When I'll click on this, so there is a file which is main activity. What does C mean over here? The first directory which we are talking about is Java. The Java directory contains the main activity, or like it contains all the classes and all the activities of your project, the code base of your project. After that, we have, where should I find the XML file? RES, that is resources. So I'll get into this. Now there are plenty of directories over here. So we'll go to the layout. So that means in resource, and if I go into layout, the resource directory contains all the resources of the application. And if I'm talking about layout, all the layout files which are actually which are getting attached to some or the other activity, we can find all the layout files in resource, and in resource then a layout folder. So I'll just click on this, the layout file opens up. Next file in the resource folder, we have drawable. Let's open this. Let's actually look into this. What is it? So just look at this. This is again an XML file, and the XML file, as I had a word with you last time also, like recently we just talked about it, that there should be a root element, and this root element should get closed. So the root element is getting closed over here. Now you must not have heard about a path or a vector in HTML. These are the tags which are created by the Android team for handling the Android. Like these are the part of the XSD part as we were discussing. Okay, now the thing is, so all the things, for example, if I'm including any image over here, for example, if I want to include my logo of my application inside my app, so I need to paste the PNG file of that logo inside this drawable. The drawable folder contains all the images or the external files which you might be using for displaying things. Different draw means draws what you will be drawing certain image or graphics. So all the graphic parts come into drawable folder. After that, we have values. Now there are three files in this values: colors, strings, and style. Now thing is, if I click on this Aditya, and if I go to this, there are plenty of attributes. There are plenty of attributes which are over there. Let's change the color of this. So what I'll do, I'll just search color. So there's something called text color over here. I'll click on this, and I'll click on three dots. Let's put the color as color accent. The color got changed. Just look at this color accent. It is written in color accent / color. That is, it lies in a file which is named as color. So what happens in Android, you cannot directly, like, you can do that. You can direct away, put away any like hexadecimal value over here. But the best thing is there is a file called colors. So whatever, for example, if I want to use a red color, what I'll do, I'll just put a tag color name. Let us say I want to make the name of the color as Aditya Red. Okay. Let's search for red color first. So what I'll just open my Chrome. Hexadecimal value, hex value of red color. So the hex color of the hex value is this one. I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll move back to my code. I'll straight away paste this over here. Can you see the red color has come over here? Now what I'll do, if I want to make this Aditya of red color, I'll just click on this. I'll again search over here color, and this time what I'll do, I'll just delete all this, and I'll type color. It was Aditya Red, right? Aditya Red. Can you just see? It has already predicted Aditya Red for me as a suggestion. So I'll just click on this and it changes to red color. Great. Similarly, so what Android has done, you know what? You can directly paste the hex value over here also. It would work. You can also do that. That won't be a problem. It is working. See, it is already working. In your application, you decided that all the text color should be of blue color. Okay, so what you did, you just made a entry over here and you said color blue, and you actually entered the hex value of blue color. Now what happens, suppose another person comes into your organization and he says that, oh, blue is not my favorite color. My favorite color is black. So just change the text color to black. If you wouldn't have stored this color name in this color.xml, what you would have done? You would have gone to each and every text and then you would have changed everything manually. Am I clear, guys? But since we are using this colors.xml, what I'll do, I'll just make a change over here and the changes would be reflected to all the text. So similarly, we are having a strings.xml and styles.xml. So in strings.xml also, we can write the strings. For example, I have written a name as Aditya over here. So what I can do, I'll make a string file over here. I'll go to string.xml. I'll write string and I'll write name. What I'll do, I'll give this name as my name. And what I'll do, you can name this tag as anything, okay? But you cannot change this stuff. You cannot write Aditya over here. It will give an error. You cannot do this. Okay, this is not feasible over here right now. So string name, my name, and what I'll do, I'll just write Aditya over here. That's it. The string is all set. What I'll do, I'll just go to this activity main and I'll double click on this, and I'll search for text. Now instead of writing Aditya, I'll just delete this Aditya. And I'll type @string / can you see my name over here? I'll just put this. So it's Aditya again. Just by altering these files, you can make changes onto these fields also. So in my application, whenever I would be using this my name, the changes would be reflected to each and every images. So I hope you all have understood the meaning of string.xml and colors.xml. Styles is just like themes in your application. You could change the buttons to round buttons. You can increase the transparency and do a lot of stuff with style. So style we won't be discussing at this moment. So what we were discussing values. We were discussing resource, and in resource there was a value, and value is containing color.xml, string.xml, and styles.xml. So this was all about values. Now comes another file, that is manifest. Just look at the file and just think like what it could be doing. So whenever you make any Android application, you need to register each and every components of the Android application. So manifest file is that registry file which maintains record of each and everything which is there in your Android app and which needs to be registered. So whenever the Android operating system installs certain application, the first thing which it looks for is the manifest file, because just by looking the manifest file it could realize how big the application is, what all things are there in the application. Now there is another thing which is, just look at this Android. There is something, can you see this Android name over here? If I'll select project over here, so you can see that the whole structure of the project has been changed. Guys, this is the actual structure of your project. And you can see a folder name is app over here. So if I want to see the structure of this app, I can straight away just select this Android. So it will show me the contents of the application only. Understanding? Since while working with the development part, you have to deal with the application part, like app folder only. That's the reason why it gets open in default. Otherwise, if you want to know each and everything, where exactly things are, what is the structure of my project, then what we do, we just choose the project from here. Now there are some more folders over here. Gradle. Now this is the most important thing. What is Gradle? Gradle is a build system which is used to automate building, testing, deployment, etc. Build.gradle are scripts where one can automate the task. So now you can just realize the fact that if I press the play button, that is the run button in my Android Studio, everything happens on itself. Like yesterday, like day before yesterday, we discussed the whole process of the Android compilation, didn't we? We discussed how the Dex compiler work, how does the AAPT come into pictures, and all those things we discussed. Now, fact is, unlike Java, like in Java also the things have been automated now. But fact is, Android does all the things for you. You don't have to worry what is getting linked with what and etc. etc. What you have to do is you have to just code, click on the run button, and everything happens on itself. So Gradle is that person. Gradle is that feature which is automating all these things for you. So Gradle is a build system. It's an open source build system which is used by Google. So every Android project needs a Gradle for generating an APK. So if, for example, many times your APK is not generating properly, that means there is an error in the Gradle part of your project. Okay, so let's get back to the Android project, Android Studio. Okay, so now thing is, there is another file which is known as, I'll show you where the file is. So I'll just click on this app. I'll click on build and I'll click on outputs. Can you see the output? And there is a folder called APK. What do you think what this folder might be containing? So what do you think what it might be containing? So like in outputs, whenever you compile anything, for example, whenever I run a file, some APK file gets generated, and that APK file you can find over here in this build.outputs. So in build, there's a folder named as intermediate outputs, and in output, there's a folder named as APK. Let's move further. After this, there is another file. Just look at this file, that is intermediates. There are plenty more files which are kept over here. Then I'll go to generated. In generated, I'll go to resource. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go into this generated. In generated, after this, I'll go to resource. After that, I'll go to RS. Then there is a folder name is debug. Fact is, inside debug right now, r.java has not been generated over here. So there is a file which is named as r.java. So the basic question, like basic task is to understand this r.java. There's a file which is created, r.java. You don't have to create this file, but there's a file in Android which gets created. The name of the file is r.java. This file gets usually created in the generated folder. It lies in generated folder. What I did, I added a button in XML file. For example, if the user clicks on this button, what I want a toast to be displayed. I want a toast to be displayed when the user clicks on this button. The XML file handles only the visual element of the app. That is, you can add the button. But what will happen on button click? You cannot decide that by XML file. For that, you need to work out the logic for that using the Java file. Now the big question is, how will I bring this button to the Java file? For doing that, what I'll do, very first step is, I'll give ID to the button. So ID is an attribute, just like we saw text color, text size. So similarly, there's an attribute known as ID. What I'll do, I'll give ID to this button. Let's say ID is ABC. In Java, what I'll do now, I have to use this button only. So what happens whenever some ID is created, let us say ABC, this ID gets stored in r.java file. Now in Java, we can directly access this r.java file and we can retrieve the button.